About a month ago, I had heard the organization Campus Crusade for Christ changed its name to the CRU. They took Christ and Crusade out of it. Uh, do the Protestants now see what the problem is with Protestantism? Take the crosses out of a church. Take all the symbols of God out of a church because they're offensive. This and that. Christ said, if you are not ashamed of me, then you're going to go to hell. You need to be ashamed of Christ and the cross. Oh, wait, that might have only been in the NIV. Yeah, the maybe God sent Bishop Shelby Spong and C.T. Robertson to come and wake people up. Now, I want to touch on this first. The idea of crusade being offensive, uh, which the word crusade wasn't used during the Crusades. They were called pilgrims. Um, yeah, even the knights were called pilgrims. But after the series of wars waged against the Eastern Roman Empire by Christians, claiming that they were killing Muslims, the word crusade was not applied to. It was applied to as Muslims. You hear claim Muslims use the word jihad as just a struggle. Well, that's a they're if you said they're a crusader, it means they're doing something right against all odds. They're putting themselves on the limb to do out on a limb to do the right thing. Uh, I think that would have been appropriate, crew, or at least I don't know, advantageous. Even though I don't like that word, I think it's kind of a yuppie word. For them to do that in the late '80s, early '90s. See, the reason why we're seeing so many people flow into orthodoxy is there's a backlash against this kind of crap. Christianity has no identity, it's melted into the culture, and the leaders have gotten the message too late. I mean, maybe 60s, 70s, 80s, that would have worked. Now people strive for substance. Uh, and again, these people think they can do whatever they want and they'll be saved. We can be ashamed of the gospel. We can apologize for Christ's death. Oh, he really didn't mean to die. That was very anti-Semitic. It was very anti-Semitic of Jesus to die. Yeah. How dare he? Uh, do you see what happens when you pull the symbols of God out of your churches? When you refused, when you said, "Well, do you believe in the Trinity?" Well, it's not. I don't, it was more of a thing made up at Nicaea and yeah. The Protestants, you look at these emergent church, these yeah, I'm for Jesus. Okay, you go to worship in a steel building. Well, I don't even want to use the word worship. You go to a rock concert in a steel building, and then you see a very emo-looking guy with a plaid shirt on, skinny jeans, wearing Buddy Holly glasses, and really dressed down, uh, scruffy looking. Yeah, talking to you about Christ, how he's in you, and you just got to go out. What are you doing to live for Him? And I got to, and then maybe some tears would come down. You pulled all the meditation out of church. You've pulled all the ancient prayers out of the church. You don't have a cross on the top of your church or inside your church, but you have telescreens, and you have a cafe inside the church. I seem to remember Jesus not liking exchanging of money in churches. And I got the great chance to go to an Orthodox parish that would not pass around the plate. No, none of that. Because we're in a too Protestant of an area. And again, I don't think I will not put it in the back of the box at the church. I will not. I think it's probably a test from God. Anybody who puts money in there, because your people are watching, or you get an envelope with your name on it. What is that about the right hand not knowing what the left hand is doing? I think I remember something like that. Yeah, and that was good because the Protestants, that's what they do. They pay for their salvation. Simony, that's what it's called. Not, I should say, emergent church people do this. So now you go to a steel building, you sing rock music, which the Protestants had said is wicked and evil and from the devil 60 years ago. So you play rock music in a steel building, and you talk with no authority, although you speak on topics that are agreed upon basically as dogma, or what you think should be dogma, and you really back that, and you don't confront any controversial things. Uh, well, nothing that would lose members. And now you can't stand up. You have nothing to offer people. You have no solid foundation. It's all up to you. It's all in your mind. Uh, in that church that you, let's say you had a wedding ceremony in, which wasn't really a wedding ceremony, or you baptized somebody which wasn't in any historical formula or done in any way. Maybe it was done with confetti or balloons like the liberal churches do. Not joking, that actually happens in a liberal church. Baptizing with confetti and balloons. But that's, I've noticed this. They change their names constantly. The churches, or one sinks down, another comes up. There's no idea of the sacred. And then those people say, "Well, I was a real Christian, now I'm an atheist. It's just it was this thing and that." This campus Crusade for Christ. The only thing I like about them was their name. Now they're the CRU. You know what? I think that's what the gospel needs. The gospel of Christ needs to become more like the world. The world doesn't need to become like Christ. Christ needs to become more like the world. This is the message that they're sending. People don't understand. Why do you talk so heavily against Protestants? Because the people are being destroyed. These Protestants, who their ancestors for over 1,000 years were Christian, are being eviscerated or having their guts torn out, and they don't even know it. Look how many people are flowing into the Roman Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church. How many are going to Islam and Buddhism? It used to be you'd hear, oh yeah, there's a lot of Catholic priests that convert to becoming ministers in the Protestant Church, and there's really a lot of Catholics that they're constantly flowing into the Protestant Church. Well, England in the past 10 years has seen the phenomenon of the exact opposite. Most English people are running back towards the Catholic Church. And Protestantism is going to continue for the next 50 years doing this thing, eviscerating itself, making the fundamentalists and the liberals look identical, because they're both ashamed of the cross. It used to be, I used to hear in the early 90s, oh, yeah, no, Jesus is not on the cross. That's a dead Jesus. Look, the Catholics are trying to make Jesus look weak. And when they started realizing, people forgot about the sacrifice that was made, Christ sacrificing his life to show us the way, to give us salvation, to shed his blood, that we may come to him, and that we may partake of the Eucharist. That, now Protestants are starting to embrace not only the cross but the crucifix. And that's a good trend. They needed the wake-up call. Bishop Shelby Spong did help Christianity. He left Christianity and he shouted his lies. People said, that's not Christianity anymore. No virgin birth, no resurrection, no death. Nobody wants the Jesus son. No Christian wants it. That's an academic thing. holds no authority. Um, and now they're coming. Now they actually like icons because they're starved. This is what I've been saying. This is everything I've been saying. The Protestant churches have been starving their people, starving them to death, so that even the Westboro Baptist Church almost looks enticing. Well, at least they stand for something. Because the main job of the Protestant that's all emo looking is to apologize for Christ. Well, I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I just follow Christ. I've heard that. I've heard them say this thing. Well, I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in organized religion. Oh, yeah, because Christ definitely didn't start the church. He didn't call Peter the rock. The 12 apostles weren't to find churches. They were just, hey, rap with you, brother, and talk about. It's not like Paul spoke or Peter spoke with authority. What was the one thing the Pharisees said about Christ? This man speaks with authority. Where does he get this from? No debate. And read what the Pharisees. I think it's very interesting what the Pharisees had to say about Christ and what's said nowadays. Some guy with a mic attached at the head, walking around the stage, pacing back and forth, talking about and this and in the suit, and everybody's in like a movie theater. You can take any Christian from any period of time and place him in an Orthodox church, and he knows exactly what it is. You took a Christian, take a Christian from even the most ancient times, put him in church, he'll know exactly what it is. Even a Roman Catholic church, for all the screwy stuff they did with their liturgy, it would be recognizable what it was. At least it would seem Christian. Even if they didn't speak the language, whatever. Not same cannot be said for this emergent church because it's not a church. I feel horrible for the Protestants because they're trapped in this stuff. I feel worse for them than I do for the Muslims because there are Christian brothers being starved. And how do we even know that they're Christian? I don't attack the Protestant people. There are many who I do attack, I guess, but it's out of love for these people. It's out of love for the actual Mormon people to wake up, come home. You say you're Christian, okay, be a Christian. It's not Burger King. It's not you have it your way. Oh, Christ will meet you where you're at. Yes, and then you get up and you start following him and you try to get where he's at. Yeah, Christ is gonna love you. He loved me even though I was a frickin' jackass atheist trying to destroy people's faith, or at least I thought I was, and so damn neurotic I finally go, wait, what that? Even if I don't believe even if I hate God, who am I not to pray? It's ridiculous. This is just foolishness. Christ doesn't command anything of you. He doesn't show you how to walk. He doesn't expect you to walk after him. I'm not talking about salvation. Oh, are you saved or not? That's it. You're just jump into the pool. Okay, we don't have to do anything else. There's no desire in your heart to bear fruit. God didn't plant that seed in you to walk on. There was a group like this called the Ranters that specifically converted Christianity just to have sex and get drunk all the time because Christ saved them and they didn't need to walk out their faith. These are modern day ranters. That's what these people are.